Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be checking out the latest update by Microsoft Flight Simulator, and this is a very interesting update, I have to say. It's the December 19th update. Two main things we're going to check out. The first thing, we'll take a look at some of the screenshots that users involved in the tech alpha have been posting, and some of them are very impressive, there's no doubt. The second thing is they've actually posted an overview or a snapshot of some of the feedback they've been receiving throughout the tech alpha, including some of the main questions, the feedback, the issues, all that sort of stuff. And so we're going to go and check that out as a second part of this video. So first of all, let's take a look at these screenshots, and full credit to all the people that have posted these. I'll give them a shout out. We've got Tom Maverick 7650 here. Let's just enlarge it and check this out here. I love the icing feature around the windows right here. You can see the light of the sun reflecting off the clouds. It's just absolutely stunning. So what a fantastic shot that one there is. The second one here is by Z32 ANS 30. And wow, I mean, when you first look at this screenshot from a distance, it looks absolutely real. Just the reflections off the fuselage. Once again, the reflections off the cloud, the lighting, absolutely stunning once again. Beautiful. We'll just scroll down here to RW Flush, and it looks like, I think that's a glacier. It looks like it's a glacier coming through. It certainly is. And obviously flying over the top of these this mountain range here. Once again, you're getting those beautiful light reflections and some, the photorealistic scenery coming down through the rest of the shot. And interestingly, down here, it looks like you've got some ATC communication right here. Make left base runway 2 GST. So, hey, that looks like there's something being developed on that front right there. If we just scroll down again, we've got Notorious BPG. Got the sun either rising or setting there. And yeah, look at this, just the detail in the cloud. It looks so realistic. Once again, the lighting and the shadows off the cloud look absolutely sensational. But just that wispiness on the edge of the cloud really gives it that realistic detail. What have we got next? The next one here, we've got Sebastian Shane. Looks like making a left turn here. And you can sort of see how the light interplays with the clouds. So you've got some that are in light, some that are in the shade. And a bit of a gloomy day with the different cloud layers right there, sort of more of a misty rain cloud over in this area, and then sort of your cumulus clouds sort of developing over to the left-hand side. Absolutely brilliant. If we get into the next one, it helps if I push the cross. We've got a couple more left here. This one here. Sorry, I didn't grab who that was from. Let's do that. That's RW Flush once again. Mountain range. Sort of looks like a desert type scenario. Here, making a right turn across some photorealistic scenery. Nice shot once again. And the final one here by Notorious BPG, and you've got the flight instruments displayed externally here. You've got your RPMs, your airspeed, altimeter, vertical speed, all that sort of stuff. It allows you to fly external with the plane and take in that beautiful view. You've got a racetrack underneath here, and I'm just trying to figure out what it is. Initially, I thought it was Silverstone, but I'm going to have to do a little bit of research. Is that an overbridge here? Maybe it's Suzuka. I'm going to go Silverstone. I could be completely wrong. Someone will correct me down in the comments. But yeah, another beautiful view here with that photorealistic scenery. Okay, moving on to the feedback snapshot. It's broken down into three areas here. You've got your top questions, your top issues, and your top wish list. The thing they have said is that it's going to be added to over the next few weeks, so you can expect this to be updated as the weeks go by. But I think if you look through here, there's a lot of familiar questions that have been asked just out there in the general flight simulator population. So let's look at the top questions. What is the aircraft list going to be? Obviously, they've let us know some of them, and people want to know what's the ultimate aircraft list going to look like at launch. So no surprises there. The next one is the airport list and also the detail level. And this is one thing I've been thinking about in the background. Obviously, you've got your photorealistic scenery, but at ground level, what is the detail going to be for individual airports? So that's certainly a question that's coming through at the moment. The next one is there going to be a campaign, mode, missions, and progression? Now, I have seen some rumors out there that they're recruiting for someone to develop missions. So if that's the case, then they're certainly looking at adding that into the game. Also, campaign mode, that sort of thing. Obviously, very interesting for some flight simmers out there. The damage model, it's something that's been actually mentioned on some of the videos that I've produced. And people want to know, okay, what's going to happen if I start banging into stuff? So it'll be interesting to see what results out of that. Fully functional airports, sort of related to detail level of airports in a way. And I suppose they're talking about, your gateways, all that sort of stuff. Is that going to be implemented into the game? So probably same questions that we all share in that regard. Military aircraft, that's not a question I've seen a lot of, but generally you see military aircraft being implemented into these, into Flight Simulator, X-Plane, all that sort of stuff. So no doubt there will be demand for people who want to replicate those sorts of flights. Minimum specifications, well, that is a hot topic for sure. There's a lot of speculation out there. I did cover it in one of my earlier videos, but as yet nothing has been confirmed. But obviously there's a lot of talk about how the technology that's being developed and used in this title is going to sort of reduce the burden on PC rigs. So it'll be interesting to see actually what ends up being the sort of specs you're going to need to get the sort of detail that we're seeing in some of these previews. The next one's pre-order timeline and release date. Well, that's always a big question when it comes to these sorts of games. When is it going to be released? And when are you going to be able to start pre-ordering it? And I wonder if they're going to put any pre-order bonuses in there. So all pretty standard questions there. Passengers, okay, that's another one. Perhaps they might implement a passenger model where you actually load your aircraft, offload them, that sort of stuff. So a very fair question in that regard. And the final one is the pricing model. And of course, there's been a lot of conjecture around how they're going to do this. It seems as though they're heading towards two ways. One is obviously just buy it outright, and the second one is a subscription model alongside the other platforms that they have that will not only give you access to this title, but also a number of other titles, particularly in the Xbox genre. So will they go subscription completely, or will they go just a standard price? I think that's pretty much been answered. They're going to have a combination of both. So very common questions that we're seeing out there, a couple of oddball ones thrown in there, so nothing overly surprising. So the Tech Alpha 1, here goes the top issues experienced thus far. Controls, so basically mapping that's unclear and sometimes broken, the controls menu and control settings. So that's always a really important one. You want to make sure that you can get in there and basically customize those controls to the equipment that you've got at the moment. So it sounds like there's a few issues in that regard, but probably nothing too unexpected at this stage, and they'll look to refine that before they release it. The next one's an install and first launch. Crash the desktop, bug at launch, textures, loading issues. Okay, so these are probably standard bugs you're going to expect to encounter throughout the testing process. So you'd expect those to be completely rectified by the time it actually comes to launch. And that's obviously the reason for completing the Tech Alpha, and they're looking for a range of just different systems and setups, so then they can pretty much cover all bases across the board there. And the third one there is hardware compatibility. Bugs with Logitech Extreme 3D Pro. That's a little bit gutting because, to be honest, for me, if that's the actual hardware that I use a lot of, because I can just plug in that joystick, map the buttons, and it's nice and easy. I do have a yoke also, but of course you've got to plug it all in, and sometimes you just can't be bothered. So hopefully they fix that one. The Honeycomb, of course, the latest one of the latest hardware releases, so they'll be looking to get compatibility in there. And then you got your X55, which is obviously your HOTAS joystick and throttle quadrant, and then your real sim gear. So there's a couple of issues that appears to be amongst the hardware compatibility, but that's always to be expected. Once again, that's what a Tech Alpha is all about, making sure we iron out those issues. So it's good to see some pretty common sort of feedback that you get from these sorts of games being addressed. Now, here goes the wish list. So you tell me down in the comments, what are your biggest things you want to see in Flight Simulator 2020? And nothing in this list actually surprises me whatsoever. AI traffic, yeah, it's always a good one. You want to have that immersion level. So you're sitting at the airport and you're seeing a number of different airlines flying around you. Really helps with that immersion. Of course, in the past, the best way to get that in other titles such as X-Plane, FSX, etc., is to buy the add-ons, World Traffic, whatever it might be. And hopefully they might look to implement that as a standard for Flight Sim 2020. ATC, the big one, we've discussed this before. No one's really nailed this, and so hopefully they can look to put something in place. And of course, the screenshot earlier showed they're obviously working on that to a certain degree. Helicopters, people want to, those people that enjoy the rotorcraft obviously want to get those in there. Not a big thing for me personally, but I know there's plenty of people that are very interested in that side of flight simulation. Seasons, well, of course, if you're an X-planer, you know that certainly isn't implemented. It is in flight simulator titles of the past. and it's certainly something that would be great to have stock standard in the release. So it'll be interesting to see if that is implemented, actually. Shared cockpit functionality, I should say, spit it out. Yeah, that's absolutely fun if you can get online multiplayer situation with somebody acts as a captain, the other person is a first officer. Yeah, obviously you have that in FSX. It's something that will certainly be probably, well, obviously it's as part of the top wish list, so certainly something that people will be looking to have involved. And then, of course, VR and track IR. And VR has been a really huge topic that I've seen in the comment sections of my videos. And in fact, the development team have come out and said they have escalated this as a high priority for Flight Sim 2020. So you're obviously gonna see that. I think that what they're saying actually is that it's not going to be at launch, but it's going to be soon after. Seems to be the narrative that they're putting out there at the moment. But obviously, there's a lot of people that are very much up with the VR world, and they want to have that implemented, or else it's they'll probably stick to their existing simulator. So there we go, everybody. A fantastic update. It's great to get some insight into the Tech Alpha, particularly for those people like me who aren't involved. If you do want to get me involved, by the way, the development team, I'm ready to go. Get me in there. But yeah, some interesting things coming out right there. Great to see things are progressing and that the feedback's been very much in line with what the community has been asking. So hey, if you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button down below. Subscribe if you're new. It costs nothing at all except a little bit of self-respect. And until next time, everybody, take it easy.